Okay, so just gonna jump right into this in 1 second. Forgot to set up my third monitor here. Just getting a little organized. All right. Okay, looks like things are working. And this is just going to be a very fast camera solve because I'm going to experiment in Blender. I mess around a lot with Blender. I really like Blender. I just don't really want to do a lot of deforming and rigging work and stuff within Blender for Match Move. But I'm thinking about getting more into it to give it a try. There's a couple things I wanted to do that I know that it can't do that I really need, but just gonna see if there's some other little workarounds and stuff that I can mess around with and just see what I could do with Blender and Syntheyes, because I would love to build myself my own little workflow solely using Blender. Yeah, just see how it goes, but for now let's do a very fast solve of the shot and see how quickly I can do it. Where do I want to track first? Let's go over here. Little yellow bus. This stream, I don't know if I'll leave it up on the channel. I just want to see how it goes. This is just me doing something very casually, me learning something. So I don't know if it's worthwhile for anybody to see this. But yeah, just see what comes of it. Because I wouldn't mind just trying to casually let some of my work stream as I go, so that people can really see how bad I fail at times. Because usually when I stream, I do shots that I am somewhat confident that I can do. Hello? Is that a little chicken? Nice. Alright. I'm surprised there's 3 people even seeing this at this time. But I guess for me it's almost 2 in the morning. Time zones, I guess. Okay, so hello, Milo. Milo. Wait, Milo. I think it was Milo, right? So yeah, I will be messing around with Blender here in a second. I'm just gonna do a quick solve of this camera and toss it in, just casually messing around, seeing what I can do. So really fast solve of this. I promise I did not film this recently. Could you imagine being in a crowd of people like this? Nobody wearing masks? Well, it depends. Yeah. Oh man. So, let's see. 4 points. Great start. So come over here. I'm just gonna engulf this entire. I think I might put the center of this point right there on the little speck. Right. Yes, I got Milo right. I was almost certain that I was gonna forget the proper pronunciation. My point drifted a little bit, but it's not too big of a problem. If you have few trackers, if you try to solve a shot with like 6 or 8 trackers, which I've noticed some people do, if you have one tracker that isn't doing so well, it's drifting, it will introduce some error into your solve. The more trackers that you have around your shot, the more everything's going to average out and correct each other. That being said, don't let your tracker slide. Also, I don't know how the audio sounds. I decided not to do music. I just wanted to do a very quick lazy stream. Just want to take it easy. Just coming off break, and just very busy at the moment with work and moving here shortly. So gonna try and take it very relaxed before I get a whole new setup, hopefully a more permanent camera setup for myself, because actually streaming is quite a hassle. I have to keep setting things up. So I hope to have something more permanent now that I'll have an actual office space. And hopefully tutorials and streaming is going to be a lot more easier. I've been saying that on some streams. I have some tutorials that I think are pretty cool planned. I got a really cool tutorial planned. It's called Zippo, or at least, depending on who you ask, it's going to have different names, but I'm calling it Zippo. It's what I learned from a guy who worked with Industrial Light and Magic. Repo is not something that's special to any studio. It's a technique where you can take 2 camera tracks and you can reposition a person in space and, well, you know, have it work. So if you have like a shot of a drone pulling out and whatever, but maybe you want to add some people walking in, you can film those people and then have the camera for those people project them onto some geo and then position them around the scene. Speaking of Blender, if anybody watches CG Matter or Default Cube, I don't know, maybe he has 2 channels, I can't remember. Let's go CG Matter if I'm getting this correct. He did a Blender tracking tutorial, and he's fantastic at Blender, and he's been taking his cameras and he's duplicated them around into sets, and he's done some awesome Zippos within Blender, and it looked very fun and simple. So something like that I would like to eventually do for fun. I can do it very easily within Maya. Don't know how to do it within Blender. Well, I know how now, but you know, it's one thing to say that you've watched a tutorial and that you know how to do it. It is another thing to actually put it into practice. Practice what you preach. I have a bad habit of this too, and a lot of people as well, where you watch tutorials and just assume that you now know this thing and you have now acquired this skill. Not the case. You have to practice. You have to actually get into the weeds. Rather tough thing to do for me most of the time now. Don't really have the time to actually sit and fully practice on a project like I used to be able to. Leads to me being able to say a lot of things, and I have a very general knowledge of a lot of workflows within VFX, but I don't really have a actual deep understanding of how to achieve a lot of stuff. So very much advice to myself: practice what you preach. General knowledge is very helpful, though. It's very nice when somebody comes complaining to you about your track not working, but you can attack them with a, "Hey, you repo this plate, and now this plate is somewhat untrackable," or you have animated reposition, and now this plate is somewhat untrackable. So you can hit them with that, which is you know, will make you look like a bit of a dick. So, whatever. I say whatever. You know, don't try to be an asshat to your coworkers. But it is very nice when you have a general knowledge, and when anybody comes at you for issues that are out of your control or are issues that are caused by some other party in the pipeline. It is a very nice way to fast track a solution to the problem when you were able to go around to other people and talk to them, and you can understand where that issue may be originating from. I just ate so much phlegm. I need to stop coughing. It's gross. I think that's my favorite takeaway from school, is learning a very general knowledge of many things. School, I'll be honest, I didn't really do many of my assignments, and I did not graduate with honors, as a number of my peers have. But I will say that some teachers walked up apparently came up to my parents and said, "Oh, your son would have got honors if he had did his work." Yeah, I probably should have did more of my work. I didn't end up doing it. I was just happier helping others. Just because, well, it didn't turn out like I didn't go in there with a goal of helping others. It was more, "Hey, you know this weird thing, can you help me, Calvin?" And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And then when you help people, you end up finding problems that you otherwise would not have had yourself. And when you start finding those problems, it's going to help you in the long run if you have that problem and you know what to do because you've seen it. So I very much enjoy helping people. I very much enjoy problem solving and seeing all these things that I may not come across. And during the most inopportune moment when I come across those problems, I'm not screwed. I'm not screwed, you're screwed. I'm very tired. Sorry if any of this nonsense is annoying. I don't know if anything that I'm saying is valuable information at all. It's just stuff that I've kind of accumulated and, hey, it kind of works for me. The ideas work for me. Oh yeah, but the school thing. Yeah, I'm very happy I got a general knowledge of things. I studied everything that I wanted to learn. I was curious about everything, and now it helps me. In tracking match move, I do eventually want to do some other stuff. I play around with so much stuff. I love doing stuff. But it has very much helped me be able to communicate within studios, and when they come at you with a, okay, but your track, we want this free move, this crazy rotomanum stuff going on, and I'm like, nah, bruh, you only need this. You only need this very simple Mocha planar track, or your free move can actually just be a nodal track. That'll save you a lot of time. That'll save us a lot of time and save you money. It's kind of nice being able to poke things at people like that. Milo, so the best thing you got from school is general knowledge. For me, yes. I am also not a firm believer that school is necessary. Nowadays for VFX, there is so much knowledge online, and often the cases online are much better than things that you will find in school. Much better. The courses are so well planned, they're so thought out, they are organized very neatly, and a lot of the time some teachers, depending on the school, the teachers may not have an up-to-date experience within the industry. And not saying this is the case with everybody, and I know people agree with this. There are some people who have just lost interest in the work and have decided that they're better off teaching. And if you've lost interest, generally that kind of has a ripple effect where the instructors are not very up to date or not enthusiastic in keeping up with new innovations within the space. So there's kind of a weird effect with that. But there are a lot of fantastic teachers. There are some people who, if you have a teacher who is teaching for 3 hours a day or 2 times a week, and they're doing their job at the same time at some massive studio, that's a pretty passionate person who loves what they do, and they're excited about what they do. And that benefits you. If they're excited, they're likely keeping up to date on things. Yeah, I have to agree with you, and don't forget that most of the time it's even cheaper than go to school. Yeah, extremely cheap. I paid $30,000 to go to school. Well, I didn't pay. My parents helped me. And I'm still trying to get into a place where I'm comfortable and ready to shovel monies at them. But yeah, schools. The upside to a school obviously is that you're going to make connections. And again, if you have good instructors, you're going to have better opportunities to communicate with these people in person and ask them about the industry. Ask them about what's important to know and who you should know and who anyway, they're gonna generally be able to help you out with connections and advice more than somebody online will be able to offer for you. And obviously in a class, you're going to meet a lot more connections with students who can then in turn help you out and help vouch for you when you start applying for studios in the future. And maybe you're like, hey friend, could you talk to this person? And that's how a lot of people do get jobs as well, is they know people at studios, and those people, if they like you, if they've seen the work that you've done, they're like, oh yeah, this guy's great. This person's great. Come on. Bring him on. So yeah, very helpful. So, let's see. I gotta finish this quickly. That's also true. Connections, that's the only thing that helped me on school. Yeah, for me, it didn't help. Honestly, the connections didn't help me at all. But I'm just a different case. I went into Match Move and did pretty well at Match Move. It was my first job. And because of course most of my other friends hadn't had jobs, there was nobody anywhere to vouch for me. But once you got your foot in the door, the thing is that the connections that you make within the studio is going to be far more important than the connections that you've made within school. Hopefully you've met more people at a studio. So I'll be honest, like the connections thing, I don't even fully buy from a school, but still, those are absolutely connections that may be able to help you in the future. I cannot say that is a bad thing because you do meet those people. They may help you later. I just don't think they help you initially getting a job right out of school because, well, you know, they're coming out of school with you. What is their opinion to many people until they've proven their worth to their employers? Yeah. Why can't I speak this well when I'm awake in the middle of the day? I think I'm speaking well. I don't know. I'm kind of impressing myself. Let's see. Let's get something over here. I also need the track. I'm kind of talking and not doing anything, which is a problem. I have to really try break. I think I'm tracking an invisible line here. Yes, I am. I'm going to leave it because it looks like my point is staying on a nice Y level with this column, pillar, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to leave that point. Dangerous point, but whatever. One of my teachers, now good friend, introduced me to people from a small studio that started it all for me. Country guy new in a bigger city. Oh, that is good to hear. That's good to hear that somebody was there. Introduced me to people from a small studio. Okay. I almost mixed up the wording with that. Hello, Danasa. Good to see you again. Just doing a quick, or at least should be a quick solve that I'll be done here in not very long, actually. I should be almost done. Just so I can mess around with Blender for a few minutes. Thought I would stream it and just see how it goes. I've been saying a lot of nonsense for the past, how long? I don't know. I want to pretend that some of the stuff that I said is valuable or makes sense. But half the time, I don't even trust me. I'm just the guy with an opinion. Mainly been talking about the stuff that I've gotten out of school and how that it's helped me with my job. That's what I've been saying. So I could do this and project this now. I should get a couple points up here. I'm going to get a couple points on the rafters here and get on with my quick geo and projection. I don't even care if this solve turns out good. I just want it to solve. Just something that I can take into Blender and just go into Blender and see how it is to place some geo here and there and model it out. Don't expect this to be a absolute paramount of Match Move. Oh, look at the dirt on this lens. I took very poor. Shift G? Alright, Shift G. We're Shift G'ing now. You wants me to Shift G? Okay, what did that give me? I don't even have distortion. Let's see. 0.4 error. It's not too surprising. There's not a lot of trackers, and there's not enough data to even say, hey, there's distortion. So it's not surprising that with the warping going on within this footage, that this error is so low. What happens if I use distortion? Let's look at the lens over here to watch it update. Shift G. That did not distort as much as I thought it would. This here, my immediate thought was that if I go add line, my immediate thought was that this, there we go. See, I just kind of manually tweaked the distortion. Got this. I kind of assumed that this was the distortion, which feels more correct to me. We have a negative distortion, which is the most common distortion. So I trust this more. I'm just gonna roll with this. I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this right now. So redistorted 2. Okay. Cool. Is this Metrotown? Yes, it is, Danasa. Do you miss it? What is up with these points over here? Look at how bad that is. I'm guessing... Oh. What? Why are those points so bad? Why are these points so bad? Oh, I didn't resolve this. Shift G. They're still kind of bad. What is causing that? Are these beams really bent in a weird way? I don't think so. Maybe they are, actually, because this beam back here is further back. It's closer to the middle of the footage. And it still looks bent. I might have just screwed up. So let's go summary, lens workflow. If you want to remove your distortion after you've applied it, make sure that you undo earlier run. There we go, and now we have our distortion values back. Oh, now, so I'm not going to use the line. I'm going to delete the line. I'm going to add just a couple more points and let Syntheyes solve that distortion a little bit better by itself. So I'm just going to blast in a couple of really fast points. Like carelessly fast points. This one popped around. Why did it do that? Ah, we're fine. Cool, that is done. Where else? You, ha ha ha, bug? Bug, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Let's calculate its own, so it's calculating. It looks like it has done a better job here. This can also be some rolling shutter. Oh, also I should mention this footage. This footage was shot on a Sony A7S Mark II. That camera has some of the worst rolling shutter of any camera. So I forgot about that. I'm not likely to get a better solve. I don't know how to deal with a lot of rolling shutter settings within Syntheyes. I'm also not really caring enough to learn because you can't output that data out of Syntheyes, and typically a lot of studios do not request that we compensate for rolling shutter. I don't know why exactly, but nobody asks for it, and just depending on, yeah, I don't know. Want to become famous? Buy followers. Oh, goody. Thank you, MXCake48480. Danasa. Hell yeah, I would love to become famous. Yeah. That's funny. Alright. Okay, I'm likely going to start projecting a couple of these points here in a second just to force them into something I want them to be. And then see how bad I fail at Blender. Again, I don't expect much on the Blender side because I am not very familiar with it. I did make a cool cabinet with Blender here recently. Rendered it with an HDRI. Looks pretty cool. At least I think so. Let's get another fake point over here. And when I say fake point is because intersecting line. You know, let me just plaster this with points real quick. Oop, that point's bouncing. Let's expand this up. Over here, I like that. Milo, show us that render. Sure. 1 second. I'd actually be interested to see something. I want to see if doing a cycles render in here. I do have a playing sequence. I'll show that, but I do want to try real quick if hitting render with Blender cycles will screw up my stream. I think I'm streaming primarily using my GPU, so it might screw itself up. Also, it's not a good cabinet. It's just a simple floating cabinet. So, let me open up something. I was not prepared for this. Oops. Okay. I was just testing around, so this was just a really fast. I can model a little bit better in Blender. I promise. I just wanted to quickly remember how to use an HDRI, remember how to do some basic tools, separate join tools. I tried a little bit of collections. I wasn't very good at it. I got to look more into collections. I don't understand collections. I like groups. So yeah, there isn't anything to this. I think it's pretty cool though. Just because what render isn't cool? Or there are some pretty uncool renders out there, I know. But this was just me messing around. Just a quick HDRI Haven render. The thing with this is that the reason why I wanted to try to do a cabinet, I'm not convinced you do. Wait, show us that render, Aaron. I'm not convinced you do. Wait, I can't remember what I said, Aaron. Anyway, yeah, I can't remember what I said. The reason why I tried to make a quick little cabinet thing, I don't know why I rendered this with a checkerboard. I was trying to do a procedural grit, or like a like grease and like a little bit of dirt on this white surface. I actually need this cabinet for something. I just want, the reason why I rendered this is because I wanted to see what this glass would do. I saw in a Blender Guru tutorial. Blender, if you make a thin pane of glass, Blender will try to automatically render refraction and all this other stuff with a default shader? The glass shader. But there is a funny little workaround, I guess, if you go to where am I? You can do a little setup like this. It does some Fresnel stuff and weird reflection stuff and mix shader stuff, and it gives you a glass. It gives you a glass material that does not refract and bounce around all these rays. So I did a quick render to practice and just see what I can. Oh, where'd the thing go? Oh no. Oh, I lost it. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah, I was just messing around. So. Yeah, I'm not very good at Blender, but I like messing around with it. I can do some stuff in it. I was being cheeky. You promised you could model better. I wonder if I have some stuff that I can show. Do I have some modeling stuff that I can show? I don't think I do. Okay, well, I could show you a really, not hold on. I did a little short film contest thing, and I rushed and tried to make a very fast, what am I saying? I tried to enter this contest for this piece of software. Ooh, that was loud. Let's mute that. I think this is about the only modeling that I can show that's worthwhile, I guess. But everything was modeled and rendered within 2 weeks. Modeled, rendered, comped, and it was all done within 2 weeks because I was super late and I shot a short film with myself and a friend. So everything was very quickly put together. None of this is textured at all. It's just I just put shiny materials on them, and this is a checkerboard on that handle. I like this. This is cool. When I showed it up close there, it wasn't so great. I like this shot a lot. Little ship tried to make something look really nice. Is that Mandelbaum? Yes, it is, Danasa. I like how this turned out. This turned out pretty cool. I like that a lot. I wish I animated it. I don't really want to say what this is because it is a part of a project that I want to really do, and something that I'm trying to put a lot of work into. And also, because how rushed and how poorly I executed this short film within 2 weeks for this contest that this wasn't even meant for, what it kind of represents doesn't really come through at all. This was hard. This was tough to do. I need a drink of water. I didn't do a very good job at comping his arm here. Danasa, how did you do it? So you can see his arm. How did I do this? Okay. Hold on. So this is shot in the dance studio. Let's see if I remember. So this is shot in a dance studio, and I shot in a dance studio because they have giant mirrors. So this is a giant mirror, and this side here, he is pretty soft because the mirrors kind of have that double pane thing, that double layer thing. So this side, he's a little bit softer than he is over here. Okay, so the can through the glass. Okay, oh man, I hate the comp work on this, man. Look at the terrible edges. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what it did. This shot was fun. This shot was fun to do, where it's like his hand passes through this mirror and grabs itself. That was a fun one to do. That one tripped out some people. I was kind of proud of that. Okay, so the shot where you actually see him and his hands are intersecting. This, so his hands in the reflection were. I told him to. Okay, I told him to put his hand as close to the glass as he can, with enough space to put fingers through. So he just hovered there and held his hand towards the mirror. So you can see this hand in here is the fake one, and you could see I did a poor job at color matching it. This is probably one of the shots that I rushed the last minute and just, okay, fine, render. Again, 2 weeks. So you can see the poor little line here. I think his whole arm, yeah, you could see the fade up to here. His whole arm is CG. It is I modeled out his arm in the reflection. I think his hand was somewhere over here, realistically. So I modeled his hand. I projected the textures onto the mesh, and then I painted out his arm, and I tracked his shoulder and pinned I pinned the arm to it and I positioned it. I also did a track to this hand. So there was a track of the shoulder and a track of his real arm. So the geo was linked to his shoulder, and then it was constrained. Oh, you know what? Both hands are CG. Okay, both hands are CG. I had to model both hands and texture them. Okay, so this hand is fake too, up to the sleeve. The sleeve I think was real. Yeah, okay, so it's all CG, and I did a shoulder constraint and then an aim constraint to the cuff or something like that. I don't remember. Stop asking me tough stuff. I think that was about it. I hope that was insightful. I can't remember what I did now. Is the BGCG? That was a sentence. Oh crap, where did I put that? Sorry, let me grab that again. So obviously CG, this one is CG. So the background, oh dear. The background here, yeah, that's CG. I thought I was going to be putting him on a planet surface. And I thought I was going to do a very simple like force field over his body, like a shimmering light kind of a thing. I didn't want to roto him, and I didn't want to mocha track or do anything to put that surface. So I thought, okay, screw the planet. I'm just going to make a quick interior station. And that's going to be the set, so that I don't have to do anything weird to him. He's indoors. He doesn't need anything fancy. It turned out, I don't know if it came out being harder, but yeah, this is all. So you had a green screen set. Yeah, let me show you the green screen setup. I'll show you. I do have a picture of what this looked like. Oh, actually, I found it quite fast. Here's what it looked like. So you can see my A7S Mark II. Yeah. I don't know why I pointed out the camera. But yeah, the very poor green screen setup. It took a lot of cleanup. Also, the lines in the mirror had to be painted out, so that was irritating. So yeah, that would be that, and that is what I was luckily able to at least pull this off. I like this shot a lot. He looks pretty cool here, I think. Lighting, I think, looks pretty cool. But yeah, there's the set. The set is not textured. The set itself is not textured. It's all Lambert in Maya. Simple reflections. Just hide it. The only thing that's textured is the papers. And the environment outside, I thought I was going to go for some cool, trippy fractal thing that was going to animate outside. But all I have is a still frame of this fractal because I couldn't render it. Like, I actually have an animated fractal for this. So yeah, it's the environment's all CG. Here, the parallax I think looks pretty cool here. I like the little parallax in the background at this angle. Here too, I really like it in the back. I like the close-up. This was hard to track. Nice and smooth GS. Green screen. Yeah, that was a garbage green screen. I regret filming it like I did. This shot I liked. I did like this shot. I liked how this turned out. Because the sharp version of him turned out so blurry because of the depth of field, the mirror version, which normally is soft, looks sharp. So it kind of made a more realistic effect. So I got kind of lucky with this angle. I like how this turned out and just some of the environment. Yeah. So there's that. Alright, let me solve this real quick. Feels weird talking about your own work. Always feels like you're making a lot of justification for why things are bad, and that's exactly what that was. Because I think a lot of things in it are bad, but I don't want to blame myself for having 2 weeks on a deadline, even though I should, because I helped on another short film at the same time for the same contest. But it is what it is. Okay, let's do some lines on this real quick. Do a quick projection and call it done. Because I want to go into Blender, mess around with it for a little bit, and then go to bed. So, add lines. I actually don't know what I'm going to do with lines here. Let's just jump right in. I'm going to wing it. Let's put it on y-axis. Aaron, not justifications, explanations. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'll have to remember to use that in dailies at Track VFX next time one of my shots get kickbacked. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. So I got 2 Y lines. Let's get a on X. Now let's get an X axis here, parallel to X. And Z, I don't trust the Z because these things are weird, man. These things look weird. You're welcome. Thank you, Aaron. That was so good. I know this bridge is not level. Now this is a bad idea. I'm going to do this anyway. I'm going to put my parallel Z lines on this railing. Cool. So I'm going to hit align, and let's see, F3, what did this do for me? So it looks like things are kind of nice. So let's make the most crude projection anyone has ever seen. So let's start with the top. Okay, starting with the top, let's go here. I'm not going to worry about the depth of these objects. I'm just going to make them look like they sit on the geometry. Man, I don't like this. Okay, so this is a pretty poor thing to project, I know. So I'm going to drop those. Now let's make another one. Let's drop it down here. Okay, so now we have these that we can project. I'm dropping too many points, but whatever. What frame is this? 1336. I'm going to remember that. 1336. Because that is the frame that I'm dropping all my points. Also, this frame, the motion blur messed it up. But it's fine. And this side, can I do the same thing on this side? No, I can't, and I don't want to. Yeah, let's try it. I'm gonna put a fake point right here. I'm gonna track this intersecting line intentionally. $13.36. Okay, and now let's take this geo. This geo script, duplicate mesh. Okay, bring it over. Take this, drop. Okay, so this plane here, I'm gonna duplicate this and drag it back because I assume that it's parallel with this beam. So we're gonna go script, duplicate. I should have just hit Shift 1 to duplicate again. And now I'm not gonna move it by hand. I'm gonna come over here and actually drag it across the correct axis until the faces line up the same way that this one here does. Let's raise it up a bit and project that. And with this plane now, I can Shift 1, duplicate it, and I'll slide it over. And now we have a position for this one and this one. Cool, so solver, I'm gonna turn on constrain, slow but sure, hit go. And now my error is what? My error barely changed. But the points, what did the points do? Not much. Turns out the solve did a pretty good job, which makes sense. There's a fair bit of free move in this. But now we are kind of double shift. If I turn off constrain and hit go, so now we can see that, wow, these points aren't very off, aren't that off. These ones kind of are. A little bit of shift there, but this is Syntheyes doing its free solve. So now with constrain on, go, you can see the difference that forcing them into place has made them nice and clean. Now let's go ahead and smooth the camera, because if we look at the camera path, look at how jittery it is. Very jittery. If we look at it with a matrix, oh, I don't like that view that I did. Scale. There we go. Oh, I stretched them out. I don't want to do that. Matrix create, and I'll look at it with, make it a square there, and now scale it up so that so that they form uniform squares over here. And let's give this a quick peek with the jittery path. Let's darken this up. Levels, exposure. And I'm going to hide the trackers, just show the solve points. And let's go view OpenGL camera view. Okay, let's see the jitter. It's not too bad, but it's there. And you don't want it there. So, quick, smooth the jitter. Actually, you can probably see it better if I stabilize in a couple of points. Yeah, you can see the jitter much more. Look at how bad that is. Alright, so I'm going to destabilize and let's smooth that path. So I'm going to go solver, filtering, control, and I could open up the graph editor so we can see it. Come to cameras, setups, open up the solve path. Just show the translation. So here we see our path with all its jittery glory. So I can come over to filtering control. Where to go? And X, Y, Z, apply filter. There we go, all gone. And Syntheyes has a weird habit of messing around with the first frame sometimes, most of the time. So I'm going to delete that second frame, get rid of the weird notch. Cool. And now I'm going to reset the filter. Come over to axis locks. Get out of here. Turn on position lock on the first frame, always on your first frame because this thing will animate. Hit get. Now your seed path values, that smooth that you just did, is loaded in right here. And locking the position, this 0 right here, don't worry about these three. It's this, just for different axes. But this main 0, this is like how strong you want it to listen to that smooth path. I'm going to leave it at 0 because 0 is a hard lock. Like, yes, 100% listen to this. Also, I believe 120 is a hard lock as well. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at 0. Hit Shift G. And now we have corrected the rotations. We locked the path because when you smooth the path, your rotations need to be corrected now. So you lock the smooth path and you fix the rotations. Now we are left with gold. So let's see how bad I can screw this up in Blender. Because this is done. Okay. I don't even remember if I know exactly the correct export options. I want to try Alembic, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and just jump straight into a Blender old. So I'm going to go apply my distortion, which is positive distortion, which is very strange for my camera. I didn't think I would have had positive distortion on a shot like this. I don't remember those camera lenses though, honestly. So, yeah, let's go and see how bad I can do this. I don't even know how distortion works in Blender. We'll figure it out. So I'm gonna go File, Export. I'm not gonna use Blender Python. At least I don't think I am. Thought there was another Blender export. Oh, it's early. That's it. I'm going Blender early. Let's see. Where am I going to do this? I'm just exporting the file on my other screen. I am so tired. The tired hit me now. So streaming. Okay, sure. Okay. Now, okay. I already don't remember what to do. I'm just gonna try and open. So I think there was some way to do this. I can't remember what that way was. I think I have to run a script. I think there's some script thing. I have to Python console and then something for this method. I'm probably just gonna try the Alembic method right away. Okay, so yeah, I didn't see it there in the file. I don't remember. I'm not going to look that up right now. Alembic seemed to work fine. Oh crap, is Alembic not in this version of Syntheyes? Okay, let's I gotta save this, which, big surprise, I didn't save. Okay, save, and now close. Jamal, hello. I'm just about to mess around in Blender. Okay, so we're back here, export, and there's Alembic. Cool. And I don't think I want to touch any of this. What is this? It's timeline setup. Active part. Yeah, sure. Let's see if that works. Hopefully that means what it sounds like it means. So go File, Import Alembic. Oh, I didn't even move my scene to the ground. That's a shame. So I have a big magical plane over here that is being clipped. Okay, so let's go, what is it, N, view. I don't think, is this gonna fix my, oh it does, cool. Let's tack on a 0 there. Also bring the clip up to like a 1 or something. There, that fixed some of the artifacts. And cool, got a lot of space to work with. Now, I could go to my camera immediately. I didn't go to my camera. Oh, Blender has a way to set an active camera, doesn't it? I can't remember. Oh, I think I gotta click this. Hey. So now I have this. Goody. So it gives me this image plane. I don't think this plane is, I'm gonna hide this for now because I think there is background images. Yes. Add image. Image, movie clip, open. Now let me just open this. Please open TIFF. Yes, hit open TIFF. Okay. Also, that looks... Oh. There's something else here. Oh, crap. Do I have to go animated something and... Do I have to go something animated here? The text sequences. I believe Blender fixed the thing where you don't have to select every frame. How did CG Matter do this again? And there's a thing. Oh, okay. Select movie clip instead of image. Movie clip instead of. I actually don't have a movie clip of this. Just the sequence. I remember this to be easy. Let me see something real quick.
Hey guys.
Hey guys. Okay, let me quickly jump through this. I assume movie clip with text sequences. I'm not a Blender guy. Hey, I'm not a super big Blender guy too. I really like Blender. I'm just not amazing at it. Okay, so I probably should have listened to this. I can't hear it. He selected all of them here. And I think he just hits play and it just goes. Okay, well he selected all of them. Okay. Let's try that then. A. Wait, what? Hold on, I'm gonna re-add image then, if it's gonna go and be like that. In constraints. Oh, was I not in constraints? I thought that was for the camera animation itself. 1 second, Jamal. Oh, frame off? Oh no, frame offset's not what I'm looking for yet. Meotod? How long have you been using Blender? I'm not very good at Blender. I have been using it for, I think I've been 2012. I've been using it for like about 8 years, I think. I've used it off and on. I used to be pretty good at it. I used to be decent at it years ago, but I've been since using Maya and all these other software packages, trying to get back in it, but more so for MatchMove, because I have some doubts about it with MatchMove, even though Blender has a built-in tracker. But I do want to build out a pipeline here, so I'm just messing around, seeing how I can do with this. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Let me load in my shot real quick, see if this works. Education. I forgot what my files were. Okay. Select all, open. Also, do I actually have to do the frame offset now? Ooh, what's this? Nope. Okay, so constraints, and then the frame offset. But where does the sequence play? Oh! It's starting at it's starting at 1260. Okay. So frame offset from 1260. So what? 12. The video doesn't play. 1380. 1380. Oh, starts over here, right beside it. How do I do this now? Okay, there's got to be a better way to scroll this. Or frame it. Sequence. Oh, wow. I didn't see sequence. Okay, so is that likely screwed up what I was going to do? Frame offsets in constraints. The video doesn't play. Actually, I'm really surprised. Oh, when I turned... Oh, interesting. Sorry, that animation is correct then. It's playing at the correct point. Oh, got a message and it scared me. So this is that failure portion I mentioned earlier. Oh, you're going to rotate the plate like this? That's cool. Delete. So what is wrong here? I know that's going to be weird. I'm just going to shut that off and see what that does. Oh no. That scared me. Oh, there's a little gray bar here. Okay, let me consult this off to the side again. I wonder if it's just because of my weird frame range. He also defaults. Import alembic. Alright. Yeah. This guy's tutorials are great. I've been binge watching so many of his videos. I get why Blender does this, but I kind of don't like the relationship lines being on by default. I do like that they're there though. They're great. Wonder if I should just re-export my alembic and offset it for a frame. Offset it for the frame rather than try to do it here. Okay, so image, open. Control A. You just hit play. What? Okay, so let me try select the first frame again, because again, I could have sworn Blender has corrected their Control A file thing, or A select all file thing. So maybe sequence and then select? Because I was actually surprised that I accidentally selected just the first frame, and then Blender was all, hey, that's a sequence. Because I know that wasn't a thing. Object path. Wait, did I just go to object path instead? I don't think so. In image background, the numbers not start with 1. Image background? Are the numbers not starts with 1? What am I missing here? The numbers not starts with 1? Are we talking about the frame sequence? The sequence image here? Also, that also doesn't have a dot. Does Blender not like if there's no dot? It does have a dot, sorry. Wait. Yes. Wait, is that yes to Blender doesn't want to start at frame 1000? That's weird. That can't be it. I don't think Blender would be like that, would it? Or sorry, or was that a yes to the dot? Like there not being a dot here. I guess what he means is the image sequence start at a frame number different than 1. That's weird. Okay. Let me try. Akam, hey, oh, Akam, you sent a message earlier saying, hey, bro. Sorry, I missed that. But I'm guessing, what is going on here? I was just trying to get this camera to actually work in Blender. I have had a camera work in Blender before, but why am I struggling with this now? This is just me messing around. This is just a weird stream. Why the late streaming? I can't sleep. I wanted to try this out and see if I can get it to work. This is a stream where you're likely going to see me fail. I just thought it'd be fun to let this go. I tracked the camera and solved it. So the stream wasn't a complete waste of time. I did do this. And yeah, so let me actually try something. Export Alembic. Version 2. Okay, default. Frame offset. Create screen. I don't want the screen. Nice. And this is where I would, of course, like watch 100 tutorials and get it done right away, but I don't really want to watch tutorials live. Frame offset. I could keep the camera it is. I could just try and export the sequence out with a... When are you going to move to new home? 2 weeks. Yeah, 1 second. I'm just going to swap to be right back because I'm going to launch my DaVinci Resolve. I'm just swapped to be right back because I'm not sure if I have some footage here that I can't show. So let me quickly, I'm just going to render this as a start at frame 0001. Okay, so I have that, and let's put a dot at the end just to see if that does anything. See if that actually put a dot in there too. Okay, and now let's render, see if that does its thing. Oh. Akam, check my stream. You have a stream? You streaming Cyberpunk? Okay, I gotta do a... let's see. That... Okay, something annoying happened. I'll be back in just 1 moment. Let's see. Oh, that is irritating. Okay, here we go. I'll be back in 1 moment. Sorry. Okay, so I quickly wrote out a version that has a dot, and it also starts at 0001. Oh my god. Really? Wait, was this here before? Get out of here. No way. I saw it flicker, but it's gone now. What? What is this? It's there for 1 frame. What is this? Wait, let me select my 1001 stuff. Open image. Udom tiles. Image sequence. What? Is it TIFF? Okay, we're gonna convert this one more time. Is it TIFF? Does Blender play TIFF? Yes, but in Kurdish language, not English. Sorry, I was late to seeing that. But how am I supposed... Are you enjoying it? I hear it's better on PC. The bugs on consoles look incredible. Okay, I'm just gonna render out that, re-render that sequence out as a JPEG, see if Blender accepts it. Okay, and right. JPEG. Okay, that's writing out. Give that a couple seconds. So Calvin Kingdon is human after all. I don't need to go around spreading that. Don't be unreasonable. Okay, so the sequence is almost rendered. Yeah, I don't understand Blender. Blender to me has a couple very questionable organizational things going on. At least for me, that I think is questionable in some cases. Akam, just experimental streaming. I'll make tutorial videos in my language and will need you for make Syntheyes. Yeah, man. Oh, dude, if you want to start making tutorials for Syntheyes and like Kurdish, whatever, do it, man. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to see, man. Okay, so there's a JPEG sequence of this. Let me get rid of this again. Add. Okay, one more time. Let's see. Oh no, Syntheyes, please. Or Blender, please. Blender just neglected to, or sorry, I actually rendered it in Nuke and it neglected to render my first 6 frames. I don't know why. Okay, should be doing something. Nervous. If this doesn't work, I don't know what to do. Okay, let's try image sequence. Oh boy. Why? Just so I'm not crazy. Or at least, so I'm not super crazy. Let's go movie clip editor. Let me open this in the movie clip editor to see if it plays. Why is it so hard to load an image sequence in Blender? I thought Blender was supposed to be easy. Actually, a lot of people's complaints is that it is very uneasy. Open. It plays here. And it starts itself at 0. Remove offset 1000. Oh, but this is new. Does it stick around in constraints? Well, sequence is on there still. Okay, let's see. So I don't have a frame offset on here. Because I deleted stuff, I believe. Transform cache. What if I did negative 1000 just for laughs? And 1000? This is also not the JPEG. That changed a bit. Wait, did it change? Am I just seeing things? That didn't change. I have no clue. I am finally getting tired. I'll probably have to give up in a moment. Also, what was it that stopped my... What stopped my camera from animating? My camera was animating at some point. I probably should do a new project. Comms Ray, let's try a new project. General, file, import, Alembic. Let's try the second Alembic scene. Also, I'm going to go over here, quickly set my clipping plane, give it another 0, change this to like, I don't know, 2 or something. Jamal, in image background should be no offset. If you have sequences, start with 1 and not 1001. That's so backwards, though. That is incredibly stupid. I love Blender, but just some things that I've seen about it are so dumb. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, I imported this. Now let's set the camera to be the main camera. Now look through it. And the screen, I don't want the screen. Oh, I'm going to hide the screen. Is Blender hard? Calvin loading. Yeah, pretty much. Load image sequence. I can't even get over this hurdle. It's weird. I've done this before. Like I had it work perfectly. And it was no problem at all. I thought Alembic would be simple. Because I did the steps from that tutorial exactly as they are. That is so strange. Okay, so there's this. Let's go camera. And background images. Add image. And I was just supposed to go open. Now open this up. And I am going to load in that JPEG since I took that time to render it out. I guess I should load in that frame 1001 bit. Interesting, my image sequence rendered backwards. Or it's ordered backwards, that's weird. Oh, I get why. Okay, so let's open those, let's see. I opened it, first frame. Okay, it's fine, that is as expected. Gonna jump ahead to like 1300. So the camera's back at least. In Blender, you can project any tracker on the mesh when you parent 2D tracker to empty, and there is an option in Constrain to do project. That is awesome. Like that is actually one of the main reasons why I want to get this working in Blender. Is specifically that, so I can drive some meshes. Because I've had a studio that was that at the time was primarily Blender fail at a match move, and when they sent the Blender file, it was such a garbage heap of shape keys and stuff. And I didn't get it because Blender can do stuff. Blender can do really cool stuff. So I don't know why they gave me. Also, I don't like how people like blend shapes in Maya or shape keys in Blender. People think that they're a much bigger solution than they are for match move. Shape keys and blend shapes are terrible for match move, at least in my opinion. Doesn't read. Looks like Blender doesn't read as sequence. This is the first frame, right? Oh, actually, here's one more thing. I forgot to go and try set source. It's reading as Udem tiles. And let's try image sequence. But that makes it flash for 1 frame. So why does it just cut off? Oh my god, what is this? What? What? Blender, why? Oh my god. What is that? That's really a thing? Frames? There's a frame limit. Can I refresh this? Will it just do it automatically? Oh my god. That was silly. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Also, that wasn't shown to me. I'm pretty sure it wasn't in that video. Okay, frame offset. That was so dumb. Okay, let me pick a frame that I think I remember, because I don't think, oh, jeez. That was so stupid. Okay, center the view. Oh, come on, let me scroll. Don't give me the... So you can't scroll out and center the view cameras? Only the viewport cameras you can center view? That's fine. Oh, no. I can zoom out, but I can't pan. Weird. I'm certain there's a reason for that. I don't know what it is. Oh, Jamal, that linear subdivision, I looked for that option, is not available in Blender. Yeah, the only way you can do it is the only way that you can do that kind of smooth here is if I go cube, scale it up, grab, and let's snap. Okay, so let's go 3, extrude, and extrude, and let's add in a couple loops. And extrude along normals, bam. Okay, so I can control 1, control 3, and here we've lost our edges and we have an exponential smooth, exponential smooth. And this is of course bad because we have this nonsense. The original point, we've lost the integrity of the mesh. So, smoothing this with, let's go 0. Oh, come on. 0. If I wanted to smooth this outwards and fill out areas and not damage these points, what you could do is go faces, select all, right click, subdivide. And now add your cuts, and now with this you have smoothness. And look at this. You can smooth it out, and now those points are not affected. The original points, their position stays the same. That is, if I can get that in a modifier, what a game changer that would be for me. Also, I've tried putting hooks and stuff on these points before and after smooths and during some modifier stuff. It won't interpolate these in between points. Milo Damn, Blender, that is so stupid. Yeah, that's let me offset this. I want to see it working. Why would you have to tell it to allow frames? That's so weird. Not the biggest inconvenience. I just don't see the reasoning behind it. There's probably some reasoning behind it. A lot of things in Blender are very, you know, I would argue most of the time put there for a reason. Again, I like Blender. I honestly rip on it a lot at times. I do really like Blender, and it can do a lot of things many other software packages can't do. But I would argue that it does far less than any other package does, considering all the things that it's packed into one. Okay, let me go back to the camera, and let's figure out the offset. So that is at an offset of 1. Why did I do it by 1? And is this... Looks like it's dragging behind. Oh, I thought I was going to make it easy. There we go. Hey! Okay. This is so... Oh, man. Okay. I also could have exported that with... I also could have exported the frame range more carefully out of Syntheyes, so part of that is just me. I could have done that better. Okay, 104. I did this so sloppily. You live, you learn. And for some reason I didn't render all the frames, so my first frame was going to be 5. So yeah, that was half dumb on my part. Oh, I somehow lost the bottom. How did I do that? Oh well. Okay. So there's this. Now I want these little black lines out of here. And I believe that is up here, relationship lines. Cool. I like relationship lines. I don't think that should be a default. But I also get it because Blender has some rigging stuff that heavily rely on showing you those relationship lines. Okay, so if I remember correctly now, I'm going to take the matrix. I'm going to hide it for now. Actually, I'm going to take this, this, and this, and I'm going to join. I think it's Alt-J to join. Nope. Control-J to join? Hey, Control-J to join into a mesh. Reset the workspace. Acom. Venuvius? Hey, hello. On Twitch. I don't recognize your name, but if you're here expecting to see some cool Blender stuff, I'm not good at Blender. I'm primarily a match move artist working at Track VFX. I'm taking a very quick camera solve out of Syntheyes into Blender just to play around. I typically play in Maya, or I typically use Maya, but I want to try to do stuff in Blender with match move. Okay, so how are you, mate? I'm a passerby. I'm not doing too bad. I'm just a very... I'm not able to sleep tonight. For me, it's 3 a.m. and I have work in the morning. I'm just not able to sleep. I'm not tired. And I wanted to mess around. I really like Blender and wanted to get some tracks working in here. So thought I would mess around, see how it goes, and do a quick stream. Normally, my streams have a lot more info, valuable info packed into them. But this one is me screwing up. So I do remember Blender, the viewport. I think if I go to the render settings, down to film, wasn't there an option to tell Blender to show standard, like a standard viewport? Acom, me too. Venuvius. Yeah, I know what it feels like to stay up when you have a reason to get up early. Yeah. Some things are just too exciting. Some things are far too exciting. Blender would open up a lot of cool little freelance doors to me, and stuff if I were to get good at it. For now, I don't really need freelance, and not really what I plan to do, but it is nice to have options. And Blender is very powerful if you are an individual. Extremely powerful. How do I get this image plane to display correctly? Do I have to select camera? Background images. They moved it. Jamal, I didn't test. Oh, Venuvius, yeah, I know. Oh, Jamal, I did not test. Okay, so they moved the... Wait. Color space. Filmic log. Oh. Oh. Is that what it looked like? No way. What did this look like? There's more contrast here. I didn't even put a correct LUT on this footage anyway. Or at least I don't think I did. So, okay, so it's not displaying at its full contrast. Opacity. Okay, it has a 0.5 opacity. That is nice. Very easy opacity. Maya, you have this. Maya's opacity is a little weird, I think. I can't remember. Venuvius, I'm trying to learn Photoshop, but when I get a better PC, I plan to learn Blender. Do it. Blender is so much fun. I'm having so much fun with Blender. I've used it for about 8 years. I use it off and on, and I actually use it to convert files and decimate meshes, and sometimes I like to mess around and just display some real-time stuff. I've wanted to experiment doing dailies and stuff for my tracks within Blender. Like, Blender's fast. Blender can do some really cool stuff with very minimal effort. Okay, so the opacity. Let me take these meshes. Okay, I want to go. Let's go wireframe. Okay, so Maya has a shader. Maya has, if I go cube, scale, let's go 4 just to see this, and let's make a plane. Okay, so the thing with this is I do like that Blender will allow for this type of shading very easily. Maya, you come over here, you select your meshes, shift right click, favorite, use background, and now 5, wireframe. And now you have this. And it's hard to see the significance of this, but if you have an image plane, you can see the image plane through this, but you've occluded the wireframes in the back, and that is better than this wireframe, obviously. And you can't just select your mesh, polygon, culling, because I've culled the back faces, but you can see through it. So that is where we use background in Maya. Very clean, very nice, very pretty. Blender, you can immediately come over to the shading stuff, and I believe I thought this was easy. I can't remember what it was. Is it wireframe? No. Let me make another shape in here. What is it? Shift right click cursor, and now make a cube, make a sphere. Okay. Wait, did they move some? Wait, what? Face orientation. No. Jamal, sorry. Jamal, I didn't test, but I think you can add more trackers without going back to synth. You likely can. I'd imagine you could. It'd be weird if you couldn't. In Maya, there's a little trick that we do where we don't have to add a tracker, and I plan to do the same thing here in Blender. Because Blender, you can move your things back and forth in depth from the camera. Actually, no. Blender will... Okay, there's a thing that I'll have to see if I can do here. Okay, so, this display. Let me quickly come over here, grab this, move it ahead. I want this to display like I did in Maya, but I could have sworn. I'm so certain that it was X-ray. There was a slider here called X-ray. I like the opacity. That's pretty cool. That is really cool. Let's see. Oh, come on. I forgot what that was for a second. So why is the other thing not here? Number of divisions between grid lines. That's cool. Oh, you got a world scale. That's nice. Let's leave that at 1. Oh, X-ray. Okay, that was stupid. There it is. X-ray. Cool. So we can get the wireframe effect, but you can see that we are occluding the wireframe, but keeping the image. That is very important for dailies and play blasts. If you want good play blasts to get yourself a job, do this. Don't have layers and layers of wireframes. Okay. Now for more of me not knowing what to do. So these wireframes are a little dark. Color. I'm going to select this. I believe, what is it? Object properties or something? Visibility. Viewport visibility. Object color in alpha. Use when faces have the object color mode enabled. Object color mode. I don't know what that is. Oh, this in front button. That is very handy. Oh, and does this? Please tell me. Yes, it occludes. Okay, that in front. That is very handy. That is super handy. Also, can I want to do this. And I can proportionally edit these, right? So if I grab... Haha, that is so much fun. Random. Oh, I was kind of hoping I was going to disturb that way more. Oh, but it's disturbing the cones. I really wanted to just... Oops, not scale like that. Normal? Nope. Individual origins. There we go. Okay, and hey, okay, floating dots. I would like to see how I can do like Maya Mash. Blender has an array modifier. Okay, I just want to refresh myself on Maya Mash first before I look at the array modifier. So if I make a cube, oops, space, mash, create mash network. Cool. Oh, I'm using Blender navigation in Maya. So we have this. I'm going to open up the editor. Distribute, let's go 10 distance there. Can I go grid? Yes, I can go grid. $30, $30, $30. Oh, 30. Okay, and where did I mess up the division? 6. Oh, great. 6. I really like MASH, man. MASH is so much fun. Has anybody ever played with this? Where's Signal? Signal's fun. And let's go color. Why am I passing over color? I don't know, that's kind of fun. Anyway, cool. Well, that was pretty simple to make a grid. I like making little matrix grids in Syntheyes and Maya and stuff to check your tracks. So I just wanted to see that. Okay, array. Ignore these stupid little dots that I made. Let me just go ahead and delete those. I like that Blender lets you actually delete when you're over the outliner. In the viewport, you have to hit X and delete, which I actually like. I like the X delete. I just wish Blender didn't like open up a menu from and then ask me to confirm all the time. I just want to delete. I don't want to click another thing. Blender likes its little submenus. Oh yeah, can't I move this whole camera around? Oops. How do I move this? I thought you can move the whole scene just by moving the camera. Maybe that's not. I'm probably confusing it. Blender's own track, I think everything constrains itself under the camera, but maybe not from a Syntheyes import. Figure that out later. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Cube. And I made it with my last cursor. How do I place a cursor? I can right click. Okay, so I right click, shift right click, and a cursor won't make itself on the grid. I assumed that it would have made the cursor. If there's an infinite space, I would have assumed it would have placed on the grid. So shift control right click, shift alt right click. No. Okay. I don't know how to do that. There's probably a way. I just don't know how to do it. Okay, so the array should be a lot better to do in Blender. And now, constant offset. What is constant offset? Oh, these things are the really cool, because you can use another object and make all these cool. Forgot about that. That's awesome. They all parented to empty, I think. I don't think they're parented to anything. All the stuff is under a collection. But I think Blender will itself put it all under an empty. I think that's how Blender does it. I think Blender does that. I think you're right. I think Syntheyes did a funny thing. I have to add another array modifier. I was kind of hoping I can just do it within one. Okay, so let's go here and let's, I guess, turn this to 0. Oh, I need 3. Oh, do I gotta go 6? Okay, there's oh, I gotta go 3. Array and 1, 0. Oh wait, that one's gotta be 6. Oops. Oh boy. Okay, so let's collapse some of that. Ah, I can't. No, I can't. The counts of it. Okay. That's a little. It's not that annoying. It's a little annoying, but it's not that annoying. That's fine. Okay, so I can select this and scale. Wait. No way. It's relative to the vertices as well? Whoa. Okay, that is a very weird thing to me. I think it is very cool. Why would they have it like this? Like in here, you just... Where's my cube? Like within this one, I can mess around with this if I wanted to. If I wanted to, I can go extrude, thickness, faces off. I can, oops, bevel. Like I can do all this very, very simply by modeling and doing this to this shape. Let's select similar. Keep faces off. Scale down. I like being able to do that. I like being able to modify a shape and not have it drive the array. Maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something relative offset. So maybe... That's weird. Yes, 3. Yes, 3. That's kind of funny. Did you switch to Maya? I did switch to Maya for a second. Hold on. I want to see what this looks like. Whoops. Oh, no. Okay. Box select. Wait, what's going on? I can't select anything now. What did I do? Ah, okay. I was in edit mode. Oops. I really do like the G move and like the R rotate and S scale. I like that. This is cool, man. The wireframe, the X-ray. I like that. But now, how do I color these wireframes? So that wireframe. Also, I don't like Blender's aliasing. Which is weird, because Blender does really nice aliasing. I don't know why it's making such a choppy aliasing, or poor... It's putting aliasing on this line up here. I don't know why it's doing that. I know Blender's not doing that to anything else. What else is there? Okay, yeah, the wireframe. Let me see. Object color mode, that was, I think I remember object color mode from color object. Hey, oh my god, they all did what I want. Okay, this is good. Whoa. Dude, that's so clean. I need to reduce these. This is too much. So that's the thing is, if I can't modify the shape, how am I supposed to reduce the size of these squares if I can't model them now? That's so weird. Like, I have to do the scale of these with a modifier, maybe? Love the excitement for being able to color the wireframe. Yeah. My biggest thing is presentation for a daily. Especially when we're talking reels. But that's so clean. But what's nice is that I have in front right here, which you can highlight. Like if you had a bunch of stuff but you really wanted to highlight that head track, even if it was going behind the wall, you can toss it in front of everything so easily. And the color there, Like, we actually have a mode. We can just go into our normal selection mode. Everything's clean. But, oh, you want to make a daily or something? Jumping into object. What's random? Oh, yeah, the random mode, actually. The random mode's nice. I forgot Blender had this. Where you have a very complex scene, so you can go into random mode and it clearly displays every object in your scene. This is amazing. I want to go to object again. That is so nice, man. Love the example for... Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jamal, anti-aliasing options are in setting preferences. More aliasing? Because it is aliasing. Like, you can see it right now. It's anti-aliasing right now. It's very, very pretty. But there's more? Okay, I like 8. 8 samples I'm fine with. This looks overkill. It looks like I have what I have. So it doesn't look like, because there is aliasing. I'm weirded out that when you select it, the aliasing seems to stop. So the selection wireframe appears to be happening on a separate layer and overlaid on top of these wireframes. I could see some choppy lines here, but that's fine, because if you're doing a daily play blast or something, you're not going to be rendering your selections. So this is perfect. Let's see. Let's go. Can we go light blue back here? Light blue back here. What about thickness? Line thickness. Bounds. No, I don't want bounds. That's not very visible. The colors aren't really true. I'm getting sick of this grid. Okay, so let me try. There's a thing that I want to try, but I don't think I'll be able to figure it out, and I'll have to look at a video online before I attempt it here. I've seen someone do it. I can't remember how to do it. If I take an empty... Oh, this bugs me. In Blender... Oh, why can't I move? In Blender, you cannot move... Oh, origins, there we go. Oh, it's shift... It's control dot, isn't it? Control dot jumps you into the mode where you can move your origin. You can't move the origin of an empty. That is irritating. In Maya, if I wanted to find the point in space from the camera, I would create a locator, and this locator, I can, if I was looking through my camera and I lined it up to the part that I really wanted, I can then DV snap. I've now snapped the pivot's origin over here, and I can scale it back and forth in depth. So when you move your camera to another frame, you can scale it and you will find your 3D position in space. It is a very, very easy thing to do. Blender has some translation thing to orient it to a camera and then slide it back and forth. But I hope that's fixed. So I hope you can do that and then allow the camera to move and then let you continue to push it back from that position. I don't know if that's dependent on where your object is at the time. If it is, it's kind of useless, but I gotta look more into that. I'm bummed out that you can't move the origin of an empty. Okay, I'm so tired. I need to die. This is really cool. Okay, so that pushing back, so that the thing So I know I can model, I know I can shape things, and I know I can line them up to my cones if I wanted to. But I need to figure out how to push a thing out from the camera. And then if I can do it from another frame. I think I'm going to just watch some tutorials and figure that out. And then I'm probably set with everything I need to model out a camera, an environment in Blender. So I'll probably try that eventually. What time is it there? Good question. It's almost 4. It's almost 4 a.m. I wasn't able to sleep earlier. Now I'm very tired. I'm just kind of excited about Blender. I need to go to sleep. I have to work. I have to be up. I have to be up and not very long. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this and go pass out. I don't know if there's much or if there's anything, but if there's any questions about Syntheyes, you know, about the shot, I don't know what you would have, but you know, if you have any questions, I can answer whatever before I pass out. Yeah. It's a shame that I can't pan a camera. I think you need to make of axis keep looking towards camera. I think you need to make of axis keep looking towards camera. There's a constraint to do that. Wait, how do you add an image sequence in Blender? You've come to the wrong stream, Milo. That's pretty... I'm getting messages? Who's messaging me at this time in the morning? Oh, Danasa. Danasa, are you watching the stream right now? Can I show people what your progress on your hand track is on stream? It's me. No? Oh, Danasa doesn't want me to show. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have asked them on stream. It's a bit embarrassing. Oh man. Okay. I'll answer that. Well, I'll answer that after this. Okay, so if there's no questions. Oh wait. Akam, is it possible to get point cloud in Syntheyes like Nuke? Yes. Oh, okay. That question might mean something different. Sorry. So the point cloud generator within Nuke. I like that node. It will generate a point cloud. It will also color code those points, and it does a pretty good job at building out a surface. And then you can mesh it to make a nice surface. That node is very handy for modeling out stuff in Nuke and whatever. Blender has blips. Blender has features, and you can use add many trackers. I don't know if you've seen this anywhere or who does this anywhere. I don't know, but you can come up to features, blips. I'm gonna go blips all frames. I think I've done this on a stream before. It's taking a while. Wow. Wait, did I even do it? Oops, blips all frames. So you have this, and you can mess around with the settings. You can go into advanced, and let's go auto reblip. You can go minimum track length. You can correct this features. You can tweak around these settings, and you can fix the ranges and how many blips you get. And I'm just gonna blips all frames again. So it does like really cheap, dirty auto tracks, and they're all using bright and dark and corners to get their tracks, so that they don't have to rely on a refreshing pattern. So now that we have all these features, if you lasso an area, Again, there's not really any details, so Syntheyes didn't latch on to anything, and you can tweak those settings and try if you want. But lasso portions of your shot. I recommend just doing sections. I think I've seen Matt Merck do this. Likely, yeah. Matt Merck, I know, does this based on his reel. So I'm lassoing a bunch of features. And it looks like Restream just congratulated me for 100 messages. That's awesome. Come up to shot, add many trackers. And now that you have this, I am going to turn on only within last lasso. And here you see number of trackers, available 1,099. And then you have desired. I'm going to turn up desired to the max, or just to this. Let's go add. So now you could see a bunch of points disappeared. So you can get a lot more points. Like you can get dense point cloud looking points with this. And they turn out pretty good. Of course, depending on how nice your footage is. I think Nuke will do a better job at this. I can't explain why 100% because I don't fully understand why I think that for reasons. So I'm not going to try to explain it. But so I have all these points here. I can go orbit. Also, I'm displaying my points as little X's because I'm kind of not liking the triangles anymore. So I have these points. I'm going to pick my favorite angle, right click, mesh operations, convert to mesh. Now they're a mesh, except they're all vertices without connecting edges. So I can right click, mesh operations, and triangulate. And hey, we have a mesh. Also, you want to make sure that you project that mesh from the right angle because it works from the camera projection. If I project it from this angle, mesh operations, triangulate. No, don't do that. You could see what Syntheyes does. It tries to project the triangulation from a camera, so make sure you pick your best plane that you can. In this case, it's from the top. Triangulate. Also, something I realized that's kind of cool, I think, is I can select this mesh. Wait. Hey Jamal, I think you misunderstood. It's all good and you were welcome. Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Did you guys shame Jamal? I did that before. Is it possible to get new? It works because that axis will help you scale towards the camera. How? I think I've seen Matt do this. If I'm not welcome here, just say yes, I will leave streams. How add image sequence? Wait, was there something that came out wrong earlier? I can't tell. I hope not. You better stick around, Jamal. Akam, gotcha. Got it, thank you. But I think PF point cloud is pretty powerful. Yeah, PF point cloud is much more powerful. Oh, I gotta try something now real quick. Sorry, I want to select this mesh. F3, I'm gonna go smudge relax. Relax mesh. Oh, dude, that's so satisfying. Look at that. I can sculpt and relax this mesh. Why didn't I think of this before? Look at how satisfying this is, man. Why am I orbiting around way over here? This is fun, man. I like relaxing dense meshes. Let's get this stuff here relaxed. Okay, I just want to see. Okay, I look it over here. Oh boy. I'll lock the camera. I don't know if I'm more excited than I should be about this, but this is cool. I'm picturing if you try to build some mesh of some terrain, but you get some annoying little spikes of mesh on like a blade of grass that you've missed, and you could just relax out the harsh points. I don't know. This to me is exciting. Okay, well that was a kind of a weird thing to do. Oh crap, hold on, I have to clear my blips. Features, always clear your blips. Also, hey, you guys have to remember this. These blips, don't save your file with these blips in it. When you're done with the blips, clear the blips. That is a lot of data. Those blips will cause your Syntheyes to be very big. Your Syntheyes file to be very big. Okay. This is cool. That's cool. I don't know. I think that's cool. Putting a mesh up there and then smoothing it out. It was kind of a dumb thing to do, but I think it's awesome. That's kind of satisfying. Well, I'm glad you asked that question, Akam. I knew you can relax meshes in Syntheyes. I just never thought to do it to a triangulated mesh. I don't know why. It's not something you'd want to do, honestly, that often, but I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, so that is that, and I am done messing around with Blender and Syntheyes for today. So as far as I know, there aren't any other crazy questions. I am very tired. And we'll go and pass out immediately. I'm actually kind of at the point where it's kind of tough to keep my eyes open. Alright, cool. So I am going to swap this over to a nice thanks for watching, and hope me screwing around was, I don't know, somewhat entertaining. I don't know if anybody thought it was worthwhile seeing me like mess around and fail and at learning some tracking stuff. I guess depending on what software it is, I can stream more of that because I'm always messing around with 3DE or something else and usually messing up and trying to look online for how I can figure stuff out. But yeah, I'm not too sure if that's something that I want to do on the Track Live channel or Twitch or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, if that was something that interested anybody, would be nice to know. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching, and enjoy whatever time of the day is at your current residence. See ya.